What's going on, everybody? American Football Network here with another video today. And today we're bringing you guys our Stanford Clemson preview prediction video. But before we get started, make sure you guys like and subscribe. Comment those thoughts and opinions down below. I'm going to reach that goal of 2,800 subscribers by the end of September. I think we're about 80 away, so let's get going on that. Check out the description for links to our shop, podcast, website, Patreon page, and our college football roundup channel. You can see the shop on the screen right now. Check out these products. We got a lot of good stuff over there. So check it out. Help support the show. But let's go ahead and jump into today's video. We got Stanford versus Clemson. This is going to be the 7 o'clock game on ESPN this Saturday. Should be a big game. Stanford comes in 2-1 on the season, 1-0 in the ACC. Clemson with the same record. Stanford so far this year, they lost the opener to TCU 34-27. Then they beat the Cal Poly Mustangs 41-17. Won at Syracuse this past week 26-24 in a good game. One I didn't expect them to win. I thought Syracuse would win that one, but a good win for Stanford at Syracuse. And you look on the flip side for Clemson, they lost to Georgia week 1 34-3. Looked terrible. Came out hot against App State. Went up 35-0 in the first quarter and cruised to a 66-20 win. And then this past weekend against NC State, the Tigers came out and were up 28-0 at the end of the first quarter and cruised to 59-35 win. Now it looks, 59-35, not a huge win, but I believe NC State put up 28 in the fourth quarter against the backups. They scored a bunch in the fourth quarter against backups. So, but two nice wins for Clemson, 2 solid wins for Stanford. You look at these team leaders, Ashton Daniels for the Stanford Cardinal, 59 of 96 on the year, 562 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 picks. He's also the leading rusher for this team, 39 carries, 163 yards. And then Alec Iomanner, 17 catches, 234 yards, and a touchdown. He's the guy you got to watch out for in this one. On the flip side, Cade Klubnik on the season, 58 of 79 for 729 yards, 8 touchdowns to 1 pick. Phil Maffa, the leading rusher for the Tigers, 33 carries, 284 yards, 2 touchdowns. And Antonio Williams leads this team in receiving so far this year with 12 catches, 159 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Stanford and Clemson have played each other. They faced off one time. This was back in 1986 in the Gator Bowl. Clemson won that game 27-21. So this will be the second meeting all time between these two programs. You look at what this holds for the ACC. Obviously, still very early in the season, not a lot of weight really leaning on this game. But one of these two teams is going to get their first conference loss this weekend. So now jumping into my Clemson keys to victory in this game. Number one is you got to contain Ashton Daniels. He's the leading rusher on this team. They don't really have a run game outside of him. He can also beat you through the air at times. Now he throws some interceptions every now and then and doesn't make the best decisions. Not the greatest quarterback, but I mean, when you look at this guy, if you got to contain him, because if you're letting him get out and run outside the pocket and make plays, you could be in a little bit of trouble defensively. So you got to contain him inside the pocket, make him throw the football, because chances are you're probably going to get an interception. So far in the year, he averages 1 a game. So if you make him stand in the pocket and throw the football, probably going to get one. And like I said, he's their leading rusher on the season with 163 yards. Like, they don't really have a great run game outside of him. So if you can contain him, keep him in the pocket, you're probably going to get a turnover or two. And not only that, you're not really going to get beat in the run game, I wouldn't imagine, if you're able to contain him. Number 2 keys to the game for the Clemson Tigers is to start fast offensively. I mean, you've came out in the last 2 weeks. App State was finished after the first quarter down 35-0. And, NC State was basically finished after the first quarter as well, 28-0. If you can come out and put Stanford away in the first quarter like you've done the last 2 weeks and just put it on them and just really knock them down, that would be, that's something you obviously want to do every game. But if you're able to do that and execute that, that's going to be huge and going a long ways for a Clemson win. Got to find a way to start fast offensively, because Stanford, while they're not a great football team, they can be a dangerous team. We saw it. They just went to Syracuse and won. I don't think anybody would have picked Stanford to win that game. you look back to last year, they beat Colorado after Colorado thought they had them put away at halftime. Stanford comes back in the second half, wins the game in overtime. So again, start fast offensively, but don't let up either. You got to keep the pedal to the metal and really put it on them, and don't let them start to come back, because they're a sneaky team. They are. And then third key to a Clemson victory is don't let Alec Imanner beat you. I mean, he's really the only real threat this team has offensively. He's their best receiver, one of the best receivers in the country. Don't let this guy beat you. Double team him, whatever you got to do, but do not lose the game to him. If you can contain him and Ashton Daniels, you're probably going to win the game, and by a pretty good margin. So don't let those guys beat you, especially Imanner. I mean, he's their only threat. Everybody knows that's their threat offensively at receiver. And again, he's going to make some plays. It doesn't matter what you do. He's going to make some plays in this game. But you got to find a way to limit him and not let him be the guy who beats you. As you see here, as we get into our score prediction, the spread on this one is Clemson is favored by 21.5 in this game. The over-under set at 57.5. Clemson comes in 89.2% chance, according to the ESPN FPI, to win this game. I'll take that as you may. We all know how that works sometimes. But my score prediction for this one is Clemson 52, Stanford 10. So I think it cashes the over. But I think Clemson wins this one 52-10. I think they come out and they just continue the offensive success that we've seen over the last 2 weeks. I mean, go look at any quarterback in the country's numbers over these last 2 weeks, and you can't find a quarterback in the country with better numbers than Cade Klubnik's put up. Not only that, he didn't play at all in the second half against App State, and he played, I believe, 2 drives against NC State in the second half. Like, not only are his numbers just insane, they're also like first half numbers pretty much. There haven't been a better quarterback in the country the last 2 weeks than him. So if he can keep that up, if the offense can keep that up, then it should be an easy win here for the Clemson Tigers. But again, not a team that you want to overlook in Stanford. They have ways of being sneaky and coming out and shocking if you want to sleep on them. So, just don't sleep on them. Go out, handle business, put them away. Should be an easy win for the Tigers. Should move to 3-1 overall, 2-0 in the ACC. But that's going to wrap up today's video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Comment those thoughts and opinions down below.